It's no secret that Argentina's economy is one of the world's most volatile. Since 1850, the country has defaulted on its debt a staggering 9 times, with 3 of those defaults happening in just the past 20 years. In September 2023, Argentina narrowly escaped what would have been a record-breaking 10th of the sovereign debt crisis. The numbers are astonishing. Argentina's debt alone accounts for 29% of the total IMF debt, $46 billion of a $155 billion burden. But the real story of Argentina's economic chaos is captured in this graph, showing the collapse of the Argentine peso against the US dollar. In 2013, it took just 5 pesos to buy $1. Fast forward to 2023, and that same dollar now costs roughly 360 pesos, and at one point, it soared to 495 pesos on the black market. Put another way, the peso has lost 58 times its value in just 10 years, a devaluation almost unheard of in modern times. This devaluation has crippled Argentina's ability to import goods, as most global trade is conducted in US dollars. Domestically, inflation is a nightmare. Between 1980 and 2002, Argentina's average inflation rate was a whopping 202%. To put that in perspective, something that cost 100 pesos in 1980 would now cost 902 billion pesos. These grim conditions have toppled governments before. In late 2001, Argentina went through 4 presidents in just 2 weeks. And in November 2023, the country turned to a new leader, Javier Milei, a fiery economist known for his radical ideas. Milei's victory comes as inflation hit 143% in October 2023, the highest in over 30 years. His promise, swift and bold action to stabilize the economy. Argentina's fiscal imbalance is severe, and its central bank's money printing has fueled deep monetary instability, with foreign reserves plunging to negative 10 billion despite currency controls. To understand how Argentina got here, we need to look back. At the turn of the 20th century, Argentina was one of the world's wealthiest nations. Its vast, fertile lands and rich natural resources powered its growth. By the 1920s, Argentina was a global powerhouse, exporting meat and other goods and attracting foreign investment and skilled immigrants. But then came Juan Domingo Perón, a figure whose policies would forever change Argentina's trajectory. When Perón first rose to power in 1946, he was heavily influenced by fascist ideas he had encountered in Mussolini's Italy. His vision was to organize Argentine society into state-controlled corporations, aiming for social harmony. Perón's economic policies, nationalizing key industries, subsidizing domestic firms, and controlling foreign trade, were popular with the public but came at a steep cost. His government ran huge deficits, which were financed by printing money. This set the stage for Argentina's inflation woes, which have persisted for decades. Peronism, the political movement Perón founded, has remained a dominant force in Argentina. 16 of the country's last 20 presidents have been Peronists, and many of his policies, such as heavy state intervention and subsidies, are still in place today. The $12 billion in energy subsidies that keep citizens' utility bills artificially low, for example, were a flashpoint in the 2023 election. Now, Milei is promising to overhaul all of this. His most controversial idea? Dollarization. He proposes adopting the US dollar as Argentina's official currency to combat inflation. Countries like Ecuador, El Salvador, and Panama have done this, but Argentina is a much larger, more complex economy, making this transition incredibly challenging.